Previously on Fear the Walking Dead.
And he chucks him inside of the furnace, right? I thought that was really good. You know, Dove, I feel your pain because you just ruined one of my favorite episodes. So here she comes driving back in like, hey, I stole your truck. Oh, I'm injured. Please help me. Like, frig you, man. Like, she basically locks him inside of his room, which I found this to be really annoying as well, too. Try to take out the bullet herself, and she's like sticking it inside like, ah, you know? Oh man, it looks like this is finally gonna answer our questions we've had about Alicia.
Where's my daughter? Where is she?
She's my mother.
I'm so proud of you, Alicia. You let go of your past.
Man, what in the funk is wrong with this series?
Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for Fear the Walking Dead, and in today's video we're going to be doing our video review for the penultimate episode, kind of, at least, for Fear the Walking Dead, the series. This one is for Season 8, Episode 10, titled Keeping Her Alive. Oh boy, what the frig is wrong with you writers?
Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today, this one's going to be doing a review for Fear the Walking Dead, and in today's video we're going to be doing our weekly review for this week's episode of Season 8, the final season of Fear the Walking Dead. This one's for Episode 10, titled Keeping Her Alive. Well, you sure as hell didn't keep her alive, we don't even know, for God's sake. So, okay guys, we're here to cover the third last episode of Fear the Walking Dead. As you can tell by my tone and my, demeanor probably too, yeah, no, I'm not too happy about this episode. So we're going to get into it, we're going to talk about it, and give our overall thoughts. I did not enjoy this episode at all, and, well, I'm going to go into that. I'm simply going to go into that. So, if you love Fear the Walking Dead, if you think that this show is just absolutely phenomenal, if you think this is just a legendary series, I'm going to advise you right now to probably click off this video. I'm straight up honest, because I'm not going to say anything you like. I'm not going to say anything positive about this episode, aside from maybe like one or two things. This is strictly a rant. This episode sucked. It absolutely sucked ass, man, okay? So, here we go, man. Here is our penultimate review, because it's kind of a penultimate episode. Next week, we have our double series finale with episode 11 and episode 12, which, if you didn't know, both of those episodes are releasing at the same time next week, so that'll be that. All right. So, the big premise of this episode, and the question that everybody's been having all the way up until the 100th episode of Fear the Walking Dead, is when are we going to get an answer on Alicia? When are we going to find out exactly what happened to Alicia? Is she dead? Is she alive? Is she having sex with Troy? Is she not having sex with Troy? You know, like, there's been so many theories, and I can't even believe what they're doing. Like, they literally made a filler episode in their third last act of the show. I'm not even joking. This episode, literally, we try to find Alicia, no answer. We are trying to have a fight with Troy and trying to get a cool battle before the series finale. They skip over it. Like, what the frick did we even accomplish? Strand is a good guy. Oh, wait a minute, he's not, so nothing changed. Like, what the frig kind of progression in the plot did we even get here? Like, seriously, what did we even get? Like, seriously, this episode enters with Dwight, June, Sherry, and Dove, who's still alive, for God's sakes. That's bad enough. They walk in there and Strand's in charge of Padre, and he's just like, I am not the man I used to be, June. I am not the man I used to be. I have Tracy with me, okay? So we're going to make a deal for Padre. We got to save Padre, okay? So this is the only way we're going to do it, you know? And June's just like, you're a piece of crap, dude. You know what? I actually will say, I'll give June some credit. She did a really good job. I was fully on her side in that scene, and I completely agree with her. But then they take Strand and Tracy hostage and put them on this boat to make an exchange for Troy so that Troy doesn't attack Padre, which makes sense, right? Dwight, Sherry, June, and them, they're the only ones that are having any kind of brains this episode, I swear to God. I agree with them. I completely agree with them. But anyway, basically, Strand pulls his crap, and basically he's just like, yeah, Tracy, let me take the blindfold off you so you can see exactly where you're at, right? So then you could lead your father back to Padre. That's a freaking great idea. So he's just like, remember that water tower. I want you to remember that, you know? And then he friggin' knocks one of them down. They friggin' escape the boat. Strand jumps off into the water. Tracy goes the other direction. And then for some reason, they conveniently find themselves in the same location, and she is getting saved by Strand as she's about to get killed by walkers. Then we reveal that she has Alicia's necklace, okay? So then Strand's just like, okay, wait a minute, what's going on? Why do you have Alicia's necklace, you know? So anyway, they get to talking a little bit, and he saves her before Dwight and them can get to her and all this stuff, and they're using her as leverage or whatever the frick. And anyway, then we got Madison, right? So we cut back to Madison after she ditched the group that she built up after all this time, and for some reason, she's got this big old frickin' radio. I don't even know where the frig she got this from, but we're just gonna roll with it because it's Fear the Walking Dead. So she has some frickin' radio. She's playing like this loud, blaring music as she's killing these frickin' walkers. Not bad cinematography-wise, I'll give them that. But why are you playing loud music? Why are you leading more zombies towards you? Like, is she trying to take out her anger? Like, I don't understand. Like, you're literally leading everybody towards you. You say you don't want to be found, but you're making all this frickin' noise killing all these walkers. Like, I can't even with this show. But anyway, Strand pops up with Tracy, right? And he's just like, Madison, we will lead her, right? We will use her as an advantage. She knows where Alicia is, right? And then this stupid Tracy kid, oh my god, can we just please take a second to talk about how freaking annoying this kid is, right? She's just like, well, my dad says you're really bad. You did all this bad stuff, you know? Alicia, she might be there. She might be. I don't know, you know? Are you kidding me? Like, are you friggin' kidding me right now? Anyway, so basically they go to the friggin' hotel, and then randomly you got Luciana's group that pops up with her friggin' fuel group whenever the plot feels convenient enough for her to come in, basically. So she's just like, Madison, what are you doing? You know, what are you doing using Troy's daughter? You wrapped us in this fight. It's like, well, didn't you guys just leave? Like, what the frig are you doing back here? Like seriously. Like, you're saying Madison and Strand are doing all this stuff. Well, Luciana, what the frig is, like, what are you guys doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna show up there and be like, Madison, why are you doing all this stuff? Well, you guys bailed last episode, so what are you doing back here judging her? She's doing her own thing. I agree, it's stupid. But what are you friggin' saying? Like, oh, you can't trade Tracy in, you can't do all this stuff. You dragged us into this fight. Well, you're the one showing back up in the same location where Troy's gonna be showing up. Like, Luciana's a frickin' idiot, man. And anyway, Daniel basically goes with Madison because he understands what it's like to lose a daughter, right? Then, frickin' Strand, man. I mean, I'm so frickin' tired of what they're doing with him, man. Like, he is so annoying this season, it's unbelievable. He flips a frickin' gun on Daniel, and then you've got this really cringe frickin' line from Madison where she's just like, there is something fundamentally wrong with you, Daniel. I'm like, oh my god, I'm cringing inside. Like, I'm cringing inside. Like, do you think, like, you're some queen or something? Like, what the frig is wrong with you, Madison? Like, say, there's something fundamentally wrong with you, Daniel. How about thank you that I even joined you on this trip? Like, seriously. Like, to go find your dead frickin' boneless frickin' daughter out here. Like, oh, no, but there's something fundamentally wrong with you, Daniel. Like, shut the frig up, man. Like, seriously. How can you people say Madison's a good character? She frickin' sucks, man. She's so frickin' annoying. Anyway, so we got Daniel, and he's frickin', you know, he's going around and stuff like that, and he's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna help you out and this and that. And then Strand pulls a gun on Daniel and tries to friggin' shoot him for some reason. He's like, no, this is gonna go our way. Strand flips the gun on Daniel. And then they friggin' kick his ass out of the car. Like, what? Like, what the frig are you doing? It's like, Strand's like, Daniel, I don't agree with you. There's something fundamentally wrong with you. Okay, you know what, Daniel? I'm gonna point my gun at you. And then Daniel friggin' kicks Strand out of the friggin' vehicle. And Strand flies the frig out. Like, what the frig, man? And then Madison and Daniel keep going with Tracy held captive. Meanwhile, you got Strand that's getting tackled by a bunch of zombies. And then who comes to save them all of a sudden? These people that have the friggin' MRAP all of a sudden come in and save the day. This woman that's using, like, the weapon that looks something like what Alicia used saves Strand. And then they save him, and then they regroup, and then they drive away. Then you end up finding out that apparently when Alicia made the message in 714 to come to the tower, apparently it actually worked. According to this woman, there are dozens of people that Alicia saved over time. Do we get to see this? No, we don't, because the actress hates this show and they never show anything anyway. So it's like, we're never going to get that. But, you know, they're talking about how Alicia saved them, and Alicia did this, and Alicia did that, and all this, you know, wonderful stuff, and she saved all these people before Troy killed her. But again, I'm not seeing any proof of Alicia being dead on screen. I still don't have that proof, so I'm not falling for this crap. I don't care how poetic you want to make it. Oh, Alicia saved all these people. So friggin' what? It's the second to last episode anyway. It's not like these characters are gonna have, like, development or something. Like, they're gonna be here for 2 seconds, and the show's gonna be over. Like, unbelievable. But anyway, Alicia apparently did all this wonderful stuff, and then Troy killed her. So let's get to that now, shall we? Madison, Daniel, and friggin' Tracy end up, which I found this to be so friggin' stupid, they end up going to this like frozen over part with a bunch of walkers that are just lined up conveniently, right? And anyway, they go there, they try to find Alicia, because according to Tracy, this is the last place Alicia was. She was in the Horde. This entire time, she lies to Madison just to get her there. Then we see a walker that looks exactly like Alicia, and these stupid frickin' showrunners. I hate these showrunners. They're just like, oh yeah, let's put some archive footage of Madison and Alicia. Let's put some old clips, because that's not generic and basic as hell, and they've done that every single episode this season. Like, seriously, episode 7, they use archive footage. Episode 8, they use archive footage. Episode 9, they use archive footage. A lot of it, too. And then episode 10, they use archive footage. Like, that's all they know what to do, because they can't come up with anything good and original for this frickin' final half. It's so frickin' stupid. And anyway, Madison, like, moves the hair out of this walker's friggin' face, and then she's like, oh, it's not Alicia. It's not Alicia the whole time. So we've been messed around with by a little friggin' kid. We've been punked by this little kid, just to find out that it's actually the kid's mother. So, apparently, let me get this straight. The way the kid made it sound, too, it sounded really bad. At first, Madison's like, where's my daughter? Where is she? And she's just like, Tracy's like, that's my mother, you know? And at first I was like, huh? Is that supposed to be Alicia? That's her mother? Like, I remember I was really confused at first. And then I remember she kept talking. She's like, that's my mother down on the ground right there. I'm like, oh my God. So we don't, like, her mother's already just been dead. She's in a random horde. Like, does Troy even know this? Like, oh my God. So we get no answers on Alicia. We get no confirmation aside from she's dead, apparently. Like, and we get a random ass walker that they take down. Then Madison wants to kill this freaking kid, which is totally out of character for Madison to do, but she wants to kill this child. And then randomly you get Strand that's like, oh, Troy, I'll make a deal with you, this and that. So then Troy shows up at the friggin' gas station where friggin' Luciana and them are standing at, and you get this big, like, you know, guns up type of moment. We're gonna fight you, Troy, stuff like that. Troy's like, I want my daughter back, you know what I mean? And then, you know, you're waiting for this big battle, right? Like, the action is finally about to happen. And then what happens? We skip over the battle. Madison and them get back, and it's like, Madison, I lost all my men. It's like, Luciana, what the frig did you do? Like, seriously. She lost, like, a whole bunch of her men, and they barely got any fighters left by the end of it. That's right, guys. They skip over the battle. That is how dumb these showrunners are. That's how cheap these showrunners are. We're in the third to last episode, and they can't even give us one more frickin' battle. Like, they have to skip over it. They have to skip over the battle with Troy. They have to skip over everything. We don't even know where Troy is. He just frigged off somewhere. And apparently a bunch of his men are dead. A bunch of Luciana's men are dead. But we don't even get the frickin' chance to see them for one damn minute. It's so friggin' stupid. And not to mention, you know, you've got, like, Troy and all that. He's, like, standing there ready to fight. Like, the scene was actually intense for a minute. And then we don't even see it. We don't even see it. It's so friggin' stupid. Oh, but, oh no, though. Last week, we got to see the big old battle with some random bald guy that took over the sanctuary. No, we got to see that. But then when it's time to see Troy fight our characters, oh, we gotta skip that. Like, what the frig is wrong with this show, man? Seriously, like, think about that for a minute. I'm sorry, even if you like this episode, you cannot tell me that battle needed to be skipped over. Like, that is so friggin' stupid. So, anyway, there you go. And then, guess what happens, guys? Guess what the glorious ending of this episode is? Madison's all pissed off. You got these stupid, like, people that Alicia say that are, like, fangirling over Madison, practically what most of the fan base does these days, which I can't really understand why, but there's like, I can't believe you're in front of us, Madison, you know, and she's just like, yeah, frig you guys. Anyway, I'm gonna go kill Troy on my own with no army, no nothing. I'm gonna get in the SWAT vehicle. I'm just gonna go find Troy, and I'm gonna take him out, and this and that, and that's just how the episode ends. As you got friggin' Victor yelling, Madison, that's not the way to do this. Shut the frig up. So, anyway, yeah, this episode sucked. It absolutely sucked. I'm gonna give this like a friggin' 2. It's filler. We don't get any progression on Alicia. We don't get any answers on that. We don't get any resolution on this battle with Troy. We don't even see the battle, for crying out loud. Tracy's annoying as all get out. Madison's back into the fold now. I guess that's a plot progression. Like, oh my God, man, this frickin' show. I am so glad. I am so glad that it's over next week. I'm so friggin' glad. So, double series finale next week, guys. Let's get ready for it. Thank you all for watching, and if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos for The Walking Dead. Be sure to follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead reviews on Instagram, guys, and of course, I'll see you guys very soon for more videos for Fear of the Walking Dead. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.